Well, is the idea of going to Australia on your wish list of travels? Our travel lady, Leslie Cater, joining us with a mystical tour down under. Good morning, Leslie.
Hi, good morning, Ange.
And a lot of people would love to go to Australia. It's a long way to go, so you want to make sure it's worth your while.
Yeah,
Where are you going to take us?
Well, I really want to concentrate on the outback on this particular trip. So what we've done is we've taken a couple of, the main tour is of the outback, and that's totally guided all the way with meals and hotels and everything included, sightseeing. But what we've done is at the beginning and the end, we've put in 3 days in Sydney, 3 days in Cairns, just so you can get those highlights. But for me, the most amazing part of my trip to Australia was going to Ayers Rock.
And that's interesting because you are correct in thinking a lot of people go to Sydney or they make sure they get up the Gold Coast. But the idea of getting into the outback, is that a big trip in itself?
Well, it is. It's quite a flight, in fact, from Sydney going into Ayers Rock, a couple of hours flying time. But really, this is not an exaggeration. When I got to Ayers Rock, and particularly when you do the sunrise and the sunset, you see that and you think, oh my goodness, those postcards were not touched up.
Right.
And it's
the
just
colors?
the feeling about it and the silence of the place and... I don't know, it's something
geography?
that you can't touch upon. Now this is the Devil's Marbles, and these are quite fascinating. Those are north of Ayers Rock on your way to Darwin. And they're these massive boulders that are strewn all over the landscape. Nobody can really explain why or how. I mean, Australia seems to be full of these mysteries. In fact, there's so much in the outback that they haven't even discovered yet.
Wow, okay, and what do you do there then, other than looking at Ayers Rock and seeing the beautiful scenery? What are you doing?
Well, there you're going to do your sunrise and sunset with your champagne and all the rest. Beautiful night sky, so you'll have a discussion about the constellations of the southern sky down there. Hotels are included, premium hotels, and then you'll take off in a guided tour in an air-conditioned coach, and you'll be stopping at various places between Ayers Rock and going up to Darwin. So when you get up to Darwin, you're going to be exploring that whole area. Now, remember, you're going from one climate to another completely. And this whole area as well is very rich in the Aboriginal culture. So you're going to really get to see true Aboriginal people and possibly get to learn to play the didgeridoo and see the original rock paintings. I mean, it really is a whole cultural thing.
It must be interesting coming from Sydney, which is such a metropolis, such a busy city, and then to go into the outback. It wouldn't be as populated.
Oh, no, definitely not. I mean, the distances are quite long as well to travel, but that's why there's lots of little stops along the way at interesting places. And when you've done all of that and you've finished your guided part, then you get across into Cairns, and then you do 3 days there, and your tours are included, so you do the Great Barrier Reef and you do the Corunda Rail trip, but you're pretty much on your own then and not with a big group of people.
What a great combination for sure, and that's exactly what you're looking at when it comes to what you're going to be paying for it.
Yeah, absolutely, and a good tip now, if you can pay that now in US dollars, might be saving yourself a whole bunch of money.
No kidding, Leslie, a great idea going to the Australian outback. If you are interested in this trip, make sure you contact our travel lady, Leslie Cater. Her website is thetravellady.ca, and her phone number, of course, 277-6884. Thanks for coming in, Les.
Thanks, Ange.